All set?
Yep.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm gonna try that one more time. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, welcome to the Creative Alliance Presents Collab Night, Creative Collab Night, every third Wednesday right here from 7 to 10, hosted by the Creative Alliance.
Yeah.
Hosted in Good Beans Cafe, Ken in the back. All right, please, we encourage you all to step forth and share with us anything, a song, a story, a poem, open canvas. It's not just an open mic, open canvas. Please add to this painting.
Yes.
Jennie just brought it. It's this right here. It's what you're looking at right now. So add to it. My idea is to add someone sitting in front of that stage painting a canvas. And that canvas has all this. And inside that is a canvas. Someone in front of painting on a canvas of this.
This is why you're the guy. This is why you're there. You have vision.
Alright, sign-up sheet's right here. We also, you know, if you have anything you want to plug, any sort of announcements, just let me know, or, you know, between acts you can stand up and say anything. And welcome. Hope you have a great time.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna get things started off a couple songs. Alright, I'm just gonna do 3 covers. One is a very old song that I've sort of revamped. Okay. It's called Lonesome Town. A place where lovers will go to cry their troubles away, and they call it Lonesome Town, where the broken hearts stay. Price you pay is a heart full of tears, going down to a lonesome town. To cry my troubles town of broken dreams. The streets are filled with regret. Maybe down in Lonesome Town I can learn to forget. Going down to Lonesome Town. To cry my troubles upbeat. Sorry to bring everyone down. What was that? What was that?
Texture like sun lays me down. On my mind she runs throughout the land. No need to fight, never frown, with golden brown. Just like the last, on a ship tied to a mast, to distant lands. Take both my hands, never a frown, with golden brown. Fine a temptress, through the ages she's heading west. From far away, stays for a day, never a frown, with golden brown. Never a frown, with golden brown. Never a frown, with golden brown.
Alright, this last one, I've never sang in this high of a key, so get ready.
Been watching so much TV, I'm thinner than I should be. I'm like a waterlogged boat, no one wants to kick around anymore. In an all-day morning hairdo that no comb can get through. It's all granola and beer, the calling call from a silk-cut souvenir. I miss you like sleep. There ain't nothing romantic about the hours I keep. It's mornings when it starts, I don't look so sharp. Now I've got a heavy heart. Got a heavy heart. It's just a low rent paying, palpitating, up inside my shirt. There's a weight that's sitting so hard, God, it hurts.
Alright, that's all I have to offer, other than a few announcements in between. But once again, timesheets, or not timesheet. The sign-up sheet is right here, and if you have any questions, my name's Al, and I can help you out. Alright, thank you. Okay, we're gonna bring up Raphael here. We're gonna do some reading. He also has a book for sale, so please give your attention to Raphael.
Good evening, what's up?
What's up?
Hey. How we doing tonight?
Great.
So what I will be doing tonight is reading something from my short-story novel called The Romance of Gwinnett and Inspiration, a tribute to my mom. Last Wednesday, it was the 1 year anniversary of my mom, Chloe Lee Holland's death. She was 75 years old when she died last year. In 1998, she adopted me. She forced me when I was back where I was born in the show. In 2001, she adopted me when I was 9. Now, so far in almost 9 years, I sold 33 copies on this novel.
Great.
Nice.
3 of these will be back. And by the way, next year I always have open minds Santa for next year. So where I give you my flower, keep yourself informed by going on my Facebook page and going on my website, which is raphaelthartbooks.com. So what I am going to read inside my novel is about the type of person my mom was in her life, and how she encouraged me to be not stronger, but cousin as well, through bad experience and through good experience. Chloe Lee Holland was always a woman of courage and strength throughout her life. She was born in July 1936, while the United States was in the Great Depression era and racially separated. She was an adopted child herself, where she was a labor girl. She took some sort of service early in her life. She fearlessly got married at 18 to a much experienced man, but later regretted it because she was not ready. She also became a housewife 4 years into her adulthood and a young mom where she had her only son. In the 1970s, after her husband passed away, she went to college for social work and graduated with a bachelor's degree in 1984. She applied for a job afterwards, and she was not hired because of her race. When she told me how life was for her to get into the workforce, I was sad because the people who worked and the company she was applying for were caught in the generation where they thought of themselves as superior to the black race. If you were in her shoes, you would be always then. In the early 2000s, Mama Colin told me that she used to have cancer in the late 1990s. She underwent testing for her doctor, and she had a couple of surgeries along the way. She will eventually recover with a 40 and straight. In the winter of 2002, she was standing at the bazaar for the city park in May this job. Ever she got her any berry for her daughter. She was found passed out by 2 strangers, and this to them taken to the hospital. She was okay, but her blood sugar dropped as a result to her pass up. In was her diabetes, which she had most of her life. She will soon be released from the hospital. My mind was enshrined as a big wide and brave as the survivor she was. She even taught me about cousin and string as well. In 2024, an 8th grader raped me and my 4-minute suit. It was my worst experience in that point of time. I went into a world of Flint where it came to my life. Where I came on, I did not want to tell my mom because the news was sent her. I did not tell her until the week after, and was I told her, and she asked me, she was devastated and mixed with anger. See that with the feelings of courage and strength, by transferring me to the nearby elementary school so I could fill my 6th grade as a kid. That was an end of inspiration that she displayed. I felt if she could move forward with what happened with me, that I could do the same. That's to whom I am a much sort of correspondent than before. In other words, I am a person of position, and so was she. Okay, I am a web. Okay, my books are for sale for $9 now.
Only $9.
I have 9 copies left.
Only 9 copies.
Yes, to sell. So if you want to, and you have cash or trips, you could buy it right now. Or if you have a debit card, you could go on my website to order yourself a copy.
Oh.
There you.
All right, give it up one more time for Raphael. Please check out his book, $9.
All right, well, thank you, Al, for setting me up here, and enjoyed your set. Now, that was the Rick Nelson song that you did first?
Yeah.
And what a great arrangement. Big change up on that one.
Yeah.
Your playing's getting better and better, too. Brian and I are going to have to put a little bit more time in, aren't we? Or at least myself. I don't know about Brian. How's everybody doing tonight? You okay?
Great. Yeah.
Good deal. We're closing in on Christmas, huh? Whereas some people like to think the Christmas season has us by the throat. I try not to take that attitude, but been a lot of bad things happening, unfortunately. Killings and things, and I was talking to Ken a little earlier. I had a little heartache in my week here. It hasn't been the best week for me. Lost a dear friend who happened to be my ex-wife, and we had 3 daughters together, so they're in pretty bad shape for the holiday season, but life goes on, and her passing kind of reminded me of a song that I've always liked John Denver, and this was one of John Denver's last #1 hits of his career. It's I suppose for myself it's kind of confessional, but that's all right too. What do they say? Confession's good for the soul. It's called I'm Sorry.
It's cold here in the city, always seems that way, and I've been thinking about you every day, thinking about the good times, thinking about the rain, thinking about how bad it feels alone again. I'm sorry for the way things were between us. I'm sorry things weren't what they could have been. More than anything else, I'm sorry for myself, 'cause you're not here with me. My friends all ask about me. I say I'm doing fine. I'll be back to my old self in just a little time. But they all know I'm lying. I can't sleep at night. They all know I'm dying down deep inside. I'm sorry for all the lies I told you. I'm sorry for the things I didn't say. More than anything else, I'm sorry for myself. I can't believe you've gone away. I'm sorry if I took some things for granted. I'm sorry for the chains I put on you. But more than anything else, I'm sorry for myself. For living without you.
Thank you. John Denver on stage. Watching, they had the program on last week about the benefit for Hurricane Sandy, and among the artists was Eric Clapton, which is just a super guitarist, and he did the song that I really like. This song, it's called "Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out," and it goes back to the probably 1920s or something. It's a really old song, and he sat down with the acoustic guitar, and I mean he just did a terrific job on it, and I've known the song for some time, so I'd like to do that one.
Once I lived a life of a millionaire, spent all my money, I just didn't care. Took all my friends out for a mighty good time. I bought caviar, champagne and wine. Then I began to fall so low, lost all my good friends, had nowhere to go. If I ever get my hands on the dollar again,
to it till the eagle grins. Nobody wants you when you're down and out. In your pocket, there's not a penny. And as for friends, well, you don't have any. When you finally get back on your feet again, everybody wants to be your long-lost friend. I said it's mighty strange, without any doubt. Nobody wants your ass when you're down and out. Got one more, and since it is the Christmas season, I decided to drag out a Christmas song here. This song was written by John Lennon and Yoko Ono back in 1971, and you know, John had broken off from the Beatles at that time. He was on his own, and I'm sure you've heard this song, and it gets a lot of airplay every year at this time. It actually was a protest song against the Vietnam War, and a couple of years after the song was written and recorded, the war did end, not because of the song, but it was just time for it to end. So it was that time. And the song is actually, it's called Happy Christmas, but it's also known as War is Over. And if you listen to the song, you hear the war is over if you want it in the background. I think Yoko's doing her best on that part of the song. And it's a pretty good song. It's lasted for some years now. Get the right key here. If anybody wants to sing along, or if you want to come up here and sing with me, I mean, that's fine. It's the collaborative things. You'll recognize it.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
All right, Al.
Well done. Please give it up for Lee one more time. Thank you. Coming up next, we're going to have Gary, our friend Gary. Please bring these ghosts to life.
His relatively recently published book, I'm glad it's selling very well.
It does kind of.
And of course, you probably know now, this has been more than 2 years now since my book came out, Remembering Flint, Michigan, which is available locally. In fact, I was asked by the Flint Institute last year, which specifically pointed out my book in their Facebook page, that they restocked, and so they asked and I agreed. I went there last week to sign some copies. So if you go to the FIA's gift shop, you should see some signed copies of my book that they have to sell.
Very cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And of course I still have copies of my car, and got one full box still left in my house.
Yeah.
And I think last time I was at Barnes & Noble on Miller Road, they had a couple of copies on hand. Of course, it's also online through places like Amazon. Now, as you already know, I contribute to Broadside, and with all the stuff that's been going on, there's plenty of material for the next Broadside. Should be coming out next month. So expect a wealth of material that is of current interest, especially after what's been happening in Lansing. And that's going to be the subject of one of the pieces I'll be reading about tonight. But first, a little home improvement project. Of course, shortly after I had my furnace replaced with central air conditioning added, I said that the ceiling fan in my dining room was not needed anymore. So I was looking around for a vintage chandelier and came across one which was in terrible shape. So I did a little project to fix it up, and I did. Although I haven't really fixed it up completely until not too long ago when I found a real inexpensive source for chandelier prisms, especially when you need 200 of them. Now, here's a couple of photos of the completed chandelier. This is unlit and lit.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I've let the people who supplied the materials, whether it's the electrical parts, the wiring, and especially the prisms, all 200 of them, and they all agree it looks very beautiful. So here's the piece I wrote called 200 Prisms. Many years ago, I acquired a salvage chandelier. Went to Wynn's Electric to get parts to repair it, my dear. Light sockets, canopy chain, got mail-ordered Metro wiring, not plain, which by the way came from Sundial Wire in Massachusetts. But what was full of pain was the price of chandelier prisms, I exclaimed. I needed 200 prisms to finish the job, but the prisms were too pricey, I sobbed. The prisms I priced back then was $5 per, delaying completion of the project. Yes, sir. I could go on with plastic prisms if I wanted to, but for an antique chandelier, that would not do. By the way, how do you like those two handsome chandeliers that flank the space?
Sure.
From my historical viewpoint, if I digress, this space, I understand, was years ago Failer's Market. But back to my piece.
It was what?
Failer's Market.
Oh, Failers.
So, but I Googled again to make another search. Found a new source while sitting on my perch. Crystallier.com had 3.5-inch glass prisms for 40 cents per. That's $80 plus shipping. Affordable price for sure. I ordered 200 prisms on Monday. Got them on Thursday. After work that day, I hung 200 prisms. After the last one was hung, the chandelier really glistened. The chandelier style is either waterfall or wedding cake. With 5 tiers to hang on, Mr. Tate. I shared my handiwork with my Facebook pals. All love the beauty of the completed work. Wow. On Wikipedia, I looked up the chandelier article. There's no wedding cake chandelier example there. So I uploaded the photo of mine. Now everyone can enjoy the beauty that shines. And if you're watching this on video, I've already provided a color illustration of the lit chandelier.
Yeah, send it to me and I'll try to remember. I'm sorry I forgot last time, but I'll put it in.
I put a link on your link, but
Okay, cool.
I'll email that to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry I forgot before.
Now about the recent news story, especially about what's been going on in Lansing. Of course, a lot of you are not happy about what's been happening, but we had a little bit of good news concerning Governor Snyder's veto of a bill that would allow concealed weapons in schools after what happened in Newtown, Connecticut.
I think that's only because he's afraid we might
So
him if he does anything else.
here's a piece I wrote called Vote or Else. If you don't vote, don't complain if government does not vote your way. 2 years ago, they picked an unknown to be governor, and now he piss and moan. He said he would veto right to work, but changed his mind. What a jerk. We know what to do now. Circulate petitions we call politicians so foul. Expect more voters in 2014 to vote the bums out so mean. And pick those who would vote our way and repeal those oppressive laws, we say. We threw out some of those bums last month, but that was not enough. We have more work to do next year, but we will prevail. Have no fear. And I'll conclude by notice, of course, this is the Christmas holiday season, and my attitude towards holiday songs is more of the novelty nature. Of course, give me those singing dogs anytime. Of course, if you've been hearing on the radio a lot, you probably heard Bob Rivers' parody of the 12 Days of Christmas called the 12 Pains of Christmas. Well, this is nothing new. Back in 1962, a South African-born British singer-songwriter named Patty Roberts wrote and recorded a song which, because of the title, when the record was released in the United States, they refused to use the title that Patty Roberts used, which was Merry Christmas, You Suckers. So,
and that was banned.
Yeah, not quite banned, but they retitled it for the American release and a Happy New Year. So, by the way, you can catch it on YouTube with the music, but I'll do it on acapella in case anyone wants to. Yeah, I'll sing that.
Yeah.
So, here's the song. Merry Christmas, you suckers, you miserable men. That old festive feeling is with you again. You will spend all your money on cartloads of junk, and from here to New Year you'll be drunk as a skunk. Merry Christmas, you suckers. It's perfectly clear that you'll fall for more for each soon. You'll fall even further each year. If it goes on like this, you will find pretty soon you're singing White Christmas as early as June.
Yeah.
This Christmas card cracket will cost you a packet. Each season it seems to expand. The cards are so clever, but nothing whatever to do with the subject in hand. You will take all your kids down around the multiple stores to be frightened to death by some old Santa Claus. There's parties with spirits and vino and beer. Merry Christmas, you suckers, and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, you suckers, you bleary-eyed lot. You'll never get rid of the headache you've got. But I hope you'll feel splendid, you certainly should. With your stomachs distended with turkey and hood. Merry Christmas, you suckers. Run off to your cars, roar off to your neighbors to sink a few jars. Till your vision is double, just keep smiling through. There are others in trouble, a lot worse than you. Without any question, acute indigestion will plague you and make you unwell. You'll wake up each morning undoubtedly feeling like hell. but stick to it, suckers, go swallow a pill. For this is the season of peace and goodwill, while we patiently wait for that nuclear blast. Merry Christmas, you suckers. It may be your last.
Yeah.
Glad you enjoyed it. Happy holidays, and see you next month.
Yeah.
Alright. Give it up one more time for Gary Flinn. Keep an eye out for next issue of Broadside. He will be contributing something. Alright, we're gonna bring Brian up here.
So I'm going to start out with, this is a song about resolutions and changing one's life for the better. It's called Project Positive. It's time for... She said... Hello? Okay.
Yeah.
It's time for me to be responsive. It's time for me to get involved. Too many issues I haven't addressed yet. Too many others left unresolved. It's time for me to reevaluate that part of me I've yet to give. And I can hear the future calling, showing me a new way to live. Project Positive. Gets old, dealing in anger, and I burnt out on bitterness. Saw myself a total stranger while I found in you happiness. It's time for me to abandon this revolving wheel of resentment, reaching out for an understanding on this long, long road to contentment. Project Positive. For commitment, I have no fear for love. It may sound strange, but I don't fear change. I only fear the lack thereof. Walked away from the traps and trials, got a new song to fill my mind. Feeling better than I felt in a while, following a new improved outline. This is no time to shrink from change, not when tomorrow seems so massive. No time to let someone else take stage, no time to sit back and be passive. Project Positive. Because I'm getting a sense my guitar's overwhelming my vocals.
Is there any way to turn your guitar down? Do you have a preamp?
No.
No, okay.
Sounds good to me.
No, yeah,
it's
fine.
okay.
I just bet you a little.
All right. So I'm gonna This is my We've had several Christmas songs tonight, and I don't think I can top either one of them. Lee's with Happy Christmas, War is Over, and Gary doing kind of pulling a surprise on us with that Merry Christmas Sucker, and just so. In fact, I almost feel like you know, Gary, you shouldn't do that because not you did a fine job. It's just I'm not used to following you know, a music act you know, like that. So I received a Christmas card in the mail earlier this week from a classmate of mine. So I'm going to send it, basically send her Christmas greeting back, my classmate Carrie. And this is a song I wrote 22 years ago called Sweet Christmas Angel. just begun. Just be my sweet Christmas angel, be my very, very special one. In a world of danger and despair, so the snow falls like the sounding of a curse. I reflect on the passing of the year, in the hopes that this next one won't be worse. I see a shining star above, I wonder if this one could be it. I keep hearing about a new kind of love, I focus but my eyes have yet to see it. Oh, help me out the times I struggle, bring me happiness, my life has just begun. Just be my sweet Christmas angel, be my very, very special one. One kind word from a passing stranger, it seems so hardly worth the while. But I forget about despair and danger, I feel the growing glowing of a smile. I sense the star's intensity, I stare into the flaring filament above the fallen Christmas tree. I see the last surviving ornament. She helps me out the times I struggle, brings me happiness, my life has just begun. She is my sweet Christmas angel, she my very, very special one. She guides me to my destination, she wears her halo in the sun. She is my harbor of salvation, my Christmas angel, my very special one. My sweet Christmas angel and very special one.
Did she like the song?
What's that?
Did she like the song? Didn't she like it?
She's not gonna know till you post it.
Oh, you said that was written 22 years ago, I thought.
No, I didn't write it. I dedicated it to her. No.
Oh, but it's a more recent song.
No, it's not a recent song.
Jennie, make this too complicated.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. I'll watch the video later.
Yeah, just rewind and watch it later. It's all there.
He's trying to save a stamp, really.
Okay.
Get it across this way. Yeah.
So Merry Christmas, Carrie. This one's going to be a little tougher for me to pull off. This is a cover. I'm going to dedicate this to friends of mine in Alpena, and that's Denise, Jim, and Jennifer. And basically, Jennifer, I knew your mother when she was a 16-year-old, and we both kind of navigated similar struggles in high school, and she navigated those struggles with beauty and grace, and she made it much easier for me to navigate those struggles. And I'll tell you that your mother was a great 16-year-old. I hope I can do justice to this. A little girl walked out one day, said, "Woe is me, things just aren't the way I thought they'd be. So please don't make me turn 30, don't make me turn 16. The rest of life is anything like what I've seen. 'Cause I know that I'm a goner, I know know it won't be long. I see it on every billboard. They tell me I'm all wrong. They say you're taking too much time, girl. You take up too much space. Better stake yourself a claim before you lose that face. But I see you and you're different. To me you look so free. You live your life the way you think it ought to be. Your body's not a prison or a weapon or a curse. You say I'm gonna love each passing year, for better or worse, for good or worse. When I grow up I wanna be like you, Mary, Mary Lou. When I grow up I wanna be like you. Noise, you gotta let them keep believing. You're underneath their thumbs. They won't cause you so much trouble if you learn to play dumb. But I see you when you're smiling, living on your own. Your paint books and your poems, and you'll never be alone. You got work to sustain you, you got friends to hold your hand. You say life is just as beautiful as I think I can stand. I can stand. When I grow up I wanna be like you, Mary, Mary Lou. When I grow up I wanna be like you. Oh, I wanna do the things that people just don't do. When I grow up I wanna be like Mary Lou. Say, well, tell me, can this be? Can the world be asking so much of me? To give up my own body, my dreams and my name, give my hands for carrying the whole world's shame. But you're not your father's keeper, you're not your mother's pain, you're not your brother's anger or your sister's rain. You're not your lover's chew toy, you're not the world's excuse. You said that life just got more beautiful the day I turned it loose. I turned it loose. When I grow up I wanna be like you, Mary, Mary Lou. When I grow up I wanna be like you. Oh, I wanna be a wise woman, little girl too. When I grow up I wanna be like Mary Lou.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, one more time, give it up for Brian. Message received. Please add, as Nick is doing, are you improving my Gary Flynn that I have?
I am giving him a canvas.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then he's going to paint the painting and the painting and the painting and the painting.
There you
It's
go.
endless. All right.
I'll sign it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's collaborative. All right, we're gonna bring BC up here. Gonna get some tracks going,
Nice try.
and stick around. Thank you.
Just like to tell a joke.
Go ahead. Joke.
I don't do drugs, because when you do drugs you get high. I'm scared of fights. Thank you.
Excellent reasoning.
2.
Alright. Alright. Ready?
Yeah, are you?
Sorry about that.
Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Can you handle it? Machete. You people ain't ready for something that's steady like jelly, but I got a mind twisted like spaghetti. I'm a guy who can't handle. At the eat these haters, I'm going at the cannibal, eating up the cannibal. I'm an animal. See, I'm different than life. Won't keep my bullshit detected. Come at me, get trouble with the Roman goes off and bullshit detected. They get beheaded. I'm a beast on the mic like mice. When I spit, it's hot like the Ghost Rider's metal like a tire. See, I'm a monster like a werewolf, but I drink holy water and spit out fire. I'm a high wire, I'm a sires and a king, and I'm taking anyone slips my ring. Got jump in my wing as I take off and blast off. I said I'm a jack off, and in this game I won't back off. I'll keep making music, cause we all got a hard life, and that's how I get through it. Yo, I got a mind crazy, mad headed. You spin so hard your brain splatters. And write a verse with the brain matters. I come just to see as your whole world chatters. What you see before we use me, no smoke with me, it's just an MC. And I'll spit a dope verse, count to 3. There ain't nobody iller when it comes to beat. I'm cold, but I kill like Assassin's Creed. I spit dope, broccoli, don't smoke weed, I'm a monster. Flow so sick it'll shock you, forget boy, hands enough stop, bro. I be killing them all year round. When I run out of victims, I take the ones out of the ground, revive them so live again. In the case you need to know, I plan to remain the same. Got demons in my brain and a soul full of ice, and you know everything I spit is nice. The twisted way, I be doing this shit like every day. Kill another beat with no delay. I be rapping my head off to my dying day, I'm a monster. Yeah, monster. That's it. Thank you.
You have another one?
Yeah, just that next. And this is bars. Spit mad bars and flying to the stars on my journey to Mars. My words flow faster than the speed on your cars. I spit it nice with lines to punch harder than Kimbo Slice. Even though I'm white like rice, I won't be another Vanilla Ice. Go so big, I'll be seen by the 3 mice. My mind is out of this world. I'm like a machine, like Charlie Sheen. I'm unlike anything you ever seen. Everyone should stop hating just cause the eyes is green. If you hate, wipe the face of the earth, put you on the run, take you out verbally. I don't need a gun, I do it for the fun. Spit it till my days are done. With rhymes so hot, they melted the sun. Come with me, see how I see how long you'll last. You drink to insanity. I'll be bigger than a manatee, or maybe a whale. Spit it so fast, I'll make Sonic a snail. If they're gonna die young, then I got much more time, so I'm spending making this rhyme. Yeah, I wanna climb to my prime. We'll make it to the top, to the heavens. I won't ever stop, cause this drops into my head. I rap it till I'm dead. When I'm on deathbed, remember every word I said. And as them said, if you're crazy enough to think it, then I'm crazy enough to say it. If you're crazy enough to get in the game, better ready to play it. You gotta work hard if you want to make it. If you want respect, you're gonna have to take it, cause it's a hard game. You're not just any geek can make it to fame. You gotta work hard just to make a name. But let's gotta go hard just to make a name with it. Gotta go hard. Cause I'm so blow you off your feet so hot, can't stay in the heat. No, it's so nice and say, damn, that's sweet. I spit it up even without a beat, whether it's in my head or in on the sheet. My lines are like killer beats, hit your heart, knock you to your knees. I work on my rhymes, I'ma work on my flow. So listen every day as I go and I grow. This is Big B, a BC. I look to be an MC. I'm here showing the real me, but be what I feel. Wanna be ain't no one ever stopping cause I'm chasing a dream. Going real hot, can you see the Steve? You gotta go hard no matter how crazy it may seem, cause no one can choose the fate. So go chase it now before it's too late. Yo. Yeah. Spitting them bars insane, like it's all that really in his brain. The complete opposite plane with a flow so hard it can stop the train. Man, you can't be serious punchlines, leaving them haters delirious. They don't know what hit them like me mysterious. I'm here ripping the vicious, my shit's so good, it's like delicious. Where's you getting this from? Like I'm suspicious. All this is me, I'm just ambitious. I got an ambition to rap, I'm on the mic, so cut the crap, I'm blowing your way with this opening track. That's it. I messed it up way too much.
Another one?
Sure, I guess I am. I haven't finished this one. Yo, let's sit back and just chill. The world's moving so fast, so slow down for real. What's the deal? Instead of popping the pill, moving fast, take out your own time to kill. Yeah, life's a thrill, just trying to get your fill. But sometimes you gotta just be chill, calm, relax. Your whole life don't gotta be like a train, getting derailed off its tracks, getting bills in the stacks. So sit back and just forget about the tax and living life to the max. Come on, let's face the facts. You run through short life and it's over. And for what? It was all a waste. In the world moving so fast, why not set your own pace? Set yourself apart from the rest. Forget about trying to be the best. Just be you, live life true. Don't let anyone tell you how to do what you do. Just look at all the shit like a see-through. The whole world's blind, so who cares how they see you? That's just a wall in your way, that's why it's called a breakthrough. But don't let this shit break you, because if you do, then even you will start, then you let it make you, and even you will start to hate you. And that's all I got. Thank you. Sounds like Al's gonna make me do another one. Are you making me do another one, Al? If you are, just hit next. You guys can bend now. Okay. Thank you.
All right, give it up one more time for BC. Okay, all right, we're gonna bring Jenny up here.
If you have like a book or a CD or an art or something that's like $10, or if it's $20 and you can get 2 calendars, whatever. But we'll do a barter with you is what I was offering, because you know, we need to get rid of the calendars this month. And also what we'll do is we'll take those items and we'll sell them in the art auction, which is in March. So in March, for the Cool Cities Art Auction, Creative Alliance is going to be at Churchill's. And then those will be more items that we can auction off. So, you know, that's a way for you to... And then also, if you want to get a ticket for that, you can buy those through us, too. And those are... They're $25 in advance or $30 at the door. We don't actually have the tickets yet, but we will. And again, if you wanted to barter, like give us some artwork, we need a $50 item to auction off for a $30 ticket is what you would get in return. So anyway.
Who's on your shirt?
Oh, I forgot his name. He's a he was a great dancer, you know.
Glover.
Yes, Glover. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Savon Glover.
What did I win?
Yeah, it was at the Whiting. It was a long time ago. It was actually my son's shirt, and he grew out of it, so I got it. So I get his hand-me-downs now, but whatever. Okay, and last month, if you were here last month, and I feel really silly about this, but I'm going to do it again anyway. Last month, I read a story I did about my dog, because I don't usually do short stories, but I did this story about my dog, and you guys like were really nice and you laughed, and you were too very supportive, so I made another one. So anyway, it's so this second story is you guys' fault, because you were too nice to me last month with my first one. But anyway, and I don't usually write short stories, so this is really different for me. But this is another tale of a practical dog. And I have the wrong voice for this, but I'm going to try. Okay, that's not that one. Okay. Keeping things safe is always the high priority for the practical dog. By marking his master's property, he lets the riffraff know who they would answer to should they dare to trifle with one of his master's treasures. He regularly peed on property lines and trees of importance in the yard to keep the other marauding mammals at bay. He even marked his master's possessions, like the car. How he loved going for rides in the car, so he peed on his tires regularly. Sometimes it wandered off without him, but it always returned, and often bringing friends, so he'd pee on their tires as well. Inside the house, he was just as diligent. Whenever he noted the scent of a rival, well, he'd pee on it and cover the scent with of the scoundrel. His master appreciated this clever bit of precaution. He could tell, because whenever she noticed what he'd done, she'd shout out his name with enthusiasm and then let him outside to play in the garden. Life was wonderful, and all the more with such appreciative masters. When he wasn't out of doors, he often would sit in front of the sliding glass door to keep watch. Cars would whiz past and squirrels would tease and annoy him. He growled at a fat one that looked like a varmint that had once bit his paw. It ignored his snarls and sat down on its hind legs, daring him for another chase, the bully. He jumped onto the glass and scratched for someone taller than him to open the handle for him. And when no one came, he found his master asleep on the floor. He pawed at him. but only succeeded in getting him to turn onto his back. He ran back to the window to see if that vicious vermin was still there, but he ran away. Ha! He continued to look attentively out the door. Then there was an unfamiliar human on the sidewalk. He barked again and jumped at the glass. He wondered why his human didn't get up and let him out to give chase. He ran to the sleeping body, barking eagerly the whole way. Still, all he did was begin to snore. How could he not appreciate the seriousness of the situation? Our hero ran back to the glass door and the human was gone. But no sooner had he settled down when what did he see now but another dog. It was a large, shaggy dog of unknown origin. He studied his rival, admiring his long, fancy tail. Apparently, this dog's master didn't suffer from tail envy. Well, what the lucky dog. But what was he doing? He was lifting his leg on the great oak from outside at his post. Why, the fiend! This was too much. He began barking wildly, jumping up to the handle of the door. If only he was just a little bit taller, his legs would stretch another few inches. He'd have it. But the beast outside was now sniffing the car tires. He couldn't have this. No, not the car. Our hero watched with horror as this stray lifted his leg against the car's tire. He ran to the sleeping master, barking wildly and pawing at him, but he wouldn't get up. He only pushed him away and turned onto his side. He obviously did not understand the urgency of the matter. This couldn't go on. He desperately needed out, but how could he get his master's attention? And then suddenly he had an inspiration. He stood close to his master's head, he lifted up his leg, and he peed on him. This worked wonderfully. At first the boy only sputtered and shook his head, but then when he saw his faithful servant standing over him, well, he jumped up and he shouted his name with enthusiasm. And then he rushed to the opened the door, and this time he even assisted him outside by putting his foot in his ass. Our hero flew through the air, ears flapping with the burst of fresh air, and he landed smartly, then looked about himself. Why, my master has assisted me halfway across the yard, he thought happily. But then, alas, the stray was gone. Sniffing and remarking his territory, and especially the car, he held his head up high and leisurely walked the perimeter. There was much work to be done, but don't worry, master. I'll be back soon to sniff those toes.
All right, give it up for Jennie. Chili dog. Neat copyright.
Yes, neat. Hey, you guys want something completely different? Sort of? Yeah. Alright, cool. So it's going to require a little bit of movement. I'm going to take these 3 chairs and push them back. Move this stuff over, make a little dance space here.
Maybe I should tell my story first.
You want to do your story? No, it's pretty cool though. I'm going to do this thing called collaborate. This is what you guys might have heard of before. What you do is you take yourself and your talents and someone else and their talents and you put them together and you get like super talents. It's pretty amazing. So I'm going to ask Emma to come up here and help me. She's going to do a little improv dance thing where we're just kind of going to throw it together John Cage style and see what happens.
Oh, I know what you're going to do.
Yeah, so
I saw the video.
Cool, right?
I know what you're going to do.
A little bit.
I am going to have a hard time videotaping this.
I said this is John Cage, you're like... Yeah.
Wait, are you going to be up there to
Yeah,
read?
you don't have to worry about me.
Well, I'll just move this whole
Hear what I'm gonna
thing.
And if you can't hear it, I'll do this.
So you guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Alright.
Are you stuck with power too?
No, I can,
Try power too out of it.
well, or I'll hold it while I'm here and then that way. 'Cause I got a feeling I'm going to have to move it around.
So I'll just start somewhere and I'll see where we'll end. Once again, my name is Nick Custer. This is lovely dancer Emma Davis. And this is a completely random collaboration.
Best kind.
Right?
It'd be nice if Emma had the light in her face.
It would be nice.
Maybe Emma should be on the stage with you instead of where that chair
Well, it's
is.
such a small stage with all
But if the
this
chair was, well,
stuff
okay.
on it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, go ahead.
Alright. You've mistaken my aimless wanderings for planned exploration through the curvy avenues of your body. An explorer's wanderlust, where I've carelessly caressed the gold plaques of your thighs, thrown bricks through cathedral eyes, and flicked enough wishing whispers like stray matches into your ears to light the way, and hope you would never feel used. But you do feel confused. And worry has been driven into the dead-end streets across your face when all I'm looking for is a quick place to step out this smoldering fame before my body turns to ash. You told me to be at home in you. And your asphalt makeup paved over gritty dirt road paths, and it wasn't enough to keep my teenage feet from walking to greener grass. Now you may think I turned your subdivided youth into a student ghetto, but that wasn't my intention. And although my drifting through your city limits was brief, I've dragged my name and dreams through wet cement and spent precious time pouring a path down your spine, connecting your broken heart to mine. Like an ugly scar as a part of you, I'm permanent. I only go for girls with dry wit and sad arson hearts. The ones I date lick lips, dragging Zippo clicks across their chests, playfully threaten to go through with it, and I'm a fool. Well, I'm a fool for that. I'm just some product of my environment. I'm not into girls that nibble on their fingertips, determined to sit because the future's stamped with hopelessness. No. I'm down with the defiant chicks that phoenix out when faced with foreclosure, having their copper dresses stripped. I've learned not all of this can be fixed, but I'm stuck on girls that repossess their own destinies. Even if that means a whole squatting inferno, Romeo, Juliet, poison dagger thing. I've spent dizzying nights with girls who giggle about their crumbling lipstick architecture in the bitter Michigan winter, wondering if a little fire will bring them clarity. As a kid, I dreamt about fixing the derelict buildings of my Midwestern city, all of which have since been erased by fire, work crews, and misery. I knew nothing about CPs or girls and less about the real world, but I've known the sharp pain of heartbreak and disappointment well enough by now that it barely fazes me. Sometimes I've seen you have to sacrifice a house full of dreams, even if that means setting up camp on a patch of new grass and reimagining. Girl, I want to rip into you like a demo crew with a passion for their jobs. I want to film our smash session, dub the soundtrack with your giggles, and tenderly label it ruined porn. Babe, I want to be the bulldozer to your boarded up bungalow. I want to plow your lovely ashes, torched by callous assholes, into your open basement. I want you to see yourself, not as they have made you, but as a clearer sunset, non-existent and naked. A horizon line, not yet redefined, but no longer dwelling on your flaws or feeling like a wasteland. I want to be the one who takes you off the grid. I want to sweep you off your feet. I know you think your heart has been stolen by metal thieves mining through the drywall, but I'm not here looking to remodel. I'm here to make you crumple into sheets. I'll haul out the debris of your steam by hand if I have to, thrust truckloads of soil in its place, exhaling diesel breath heat, so that soon we can spoon, having had our fill. Sawed and straw, strewn like tidal waves to wash away a past life's pain, and help you rest in peace, somewhat whole again, instead of forever forsaken, condemned by your self-defeating, soul-destructive loneliness. Another faceless girl perched at the end of my bed, cooing daybreak under my eyelids, with neck outstretched like a hen hungry to get plucked again, or a strange interpretation of an Italian flamingo taken from some fashion magazine to disguise her insecurities. Feathered eyes looking ahead in time to after our eventual grind and passionate fry. Beyond the choice of feast on breast meat or dine on her spine, to where we recline, her heart nested next to mine. Going back to sleep for a few hours before she decides it's time to finally fly. Good? All right, thank you. Yeah.
That was great. That was really good.
All right, next we're going to bring up Paul Herring.
Where is he?
Everyone look for him.
I ran him out.
Oh, there he is.
All right, there he is.
All right. Give it up for Paul Herring.
How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Now listen, there was a lady out here earlier knitting a three-piece suit. Where'd she go? She didn't even ask me my size. I don't know how's she gonna do that?
Stretchy. Start with the best.
All right, I plan on telling you a story, but I think I'm gonna start out with a joke so I can see where you guys are. And this joke is totally unrelated to the story, but I think it's funny. All right, you ready? A guy dies and goes to hell, okay? And he's having his first interview with the devil. He's sitting across from the desk from him, and the devil looks at him and says, "Dude, why are you so bumming?" And the guy says, "Man, I'm dead. I'm dead and I'm in hell. What is there to be happy about?" He says, "Man, it's not as bad as you think it is." He says, "Do you smoke?" And the guy says, "Yeah, I smoke." He says, "Monday nights, we open up the smoke shop. We have the best Cuban cigars from all over, and we just puff, puff, puff all night long. You don't have to worry about cancer, any of that stuff we already did." And the guy looks at him and says, like, "Big deal. You know, that's not good." He says, "Do you gamble?" And the guy says, "A little bit." He said, "Well, Tuesday nights down here, it's Vegas night, man. We play all night long, craps, poker. Oh, it's a great time. Great time." And the guy's thinking about it. It's getting a little better. He says, "Do you do any illegal drugs?" And the guy says, I said, "Man, dude, Wednesday night we pull out all the stops. I mean, LSD, heroin, crack cocaine, everything, man. You can just have a good old time and not OD, you're dead already." Starting to look good to him, you know? And he says, "You're gay, right?" And the guy says, "No." He says, "Ooh, Thursdays are going to be tough." Alright, it wasn't the rookies laughter that I thought I'd get. But yet and still, okay? Yes.
I know you're going to critique this later.
Yes.
I know you will. So if you want to,
like, get my good side.
Yeah, I was going to say if you move closer to the edge of the stage, then the light will shine on your face and it'll be better.
I don't know if I want my face seen.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm incognito. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
It is?
Yeah, but
forget you guys. I'll just do this. Hi.
Yeah, just right into the camera. That's really.
All right, I'm going to tell you a story that starts in the early '80s. I had just graduated from high school and I was working for a radio-controlled balloon advertising company. Did you guys get that?
Radio-controlled?
A radio-controlled balloon advertising company. What we did was we took miniature hot air balloons and flew them in venues like Joe Louis Arena, the IMA Sports Arena, blah, 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 blah. Well, I had gotten fired, laid off, terminated, asked to leave Water Street Pavilion, okay? And I took my last check and I bought a ticket to go to this ice skating conference. And to make a long story short, at that conference I met this gentleman who bought 2 of my hot air balloons, okay? And he bought 2 of my hot air balloons and 3 days worth of training. And I was ecstatic, I was excited. And to make it even better, he was from Hong Kong. So, he bought the balloons, he paid for my airfare, and flew me to Hong Kong to train his staff on how to fly these things around. I get into the airport, or I'm leaving from the airport, they sent a car for me, and I'm talking to the young lady in the car, and as we drive through Hong Kong is like New York on steroids, dude. I mean, every building is 400 feet, they're just huge buildings. But what was strange was the windows opened on these skyscrapers, and people had their laundry hanging out the 87th floor of this building. And I asked the guy, "What's up with the laundry?" And the young lady, and she says, "Well, ancient Chinese ritual, we believe that the sun purifies the clothes and all this kind of stuff." Oh, that's pretty cool. So I go to my mall, and in Hong Kong, there's not a lot of ground space. But on the top of this hotel that I was staying at, which was adjacent to the mall, was a park. And when you were in that park, you would think you were in Central Park. I mean, trees, frogs, rabbits, all on the roof of this building. It was fabulous. So I trained my guys, and by day, I'm a mild-mannered radio-controlled balloon advertising trainer. But by night, I'm exploring Hong Kong, okay? And they had gotten those 22-ounce, you've seen those big Heinekens? They had them way before we did, okay? And I was doing some damage with those things, all right? Some serious damage. So I'm out one night and I'm walking around And I kind of get lost. The tall buildings turn into smaller buildings, and the smaller buildings turn into even smaller buildings. And by the time I decide I should probably head back, I got shacks all around me, okay? So I look to my right and I see this red, white, and green sign at the way in. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning in Hong Kong. And it's something open, so I figure I could go there, call a cab, get back to my hotel. But I start heading up that way and the concrete disappears. And I start walking on a carpet. At least it felt like a carpet. So I lit my lighter and went down like that, and it was moss. The whole alley or street had covered with moss. So I'm a curious kind of guy. I'm trying to figure out why this happened. Well, I follow the moss to the edge, and there's a little gully. And I follow the edge up, and out of each of these little buildings that I'm behind is a hole in the back of the building. And there's just junk pouring out of this hole into these gutters and running open in the sewers. That explained a lot. So I keep trenching up and I'm trenching up, and again it's 2 o'clock in the morning. As I get closer and closer, believe it or not, the red, the green, and the white light was a 7-Eleven. Open in Hong Kong at 2 o'clock in the morning. So now I'm walking, I'm thinking about a burrito right now, you know? I'm gonna go in here and get me a red hot burrito, put it in the microwave, and I'm gonna be good to go. So I go in the store, and of course I head back towards the cooler, and lo and behold, no burritos to be had. They had chicken feet, they had pickled eel, they had some of everything that was nothing that I would desire. So I gotta stop here and I gotta explain something to you. I spent some time in Massachusetts, okay? And in Massachusetts we have a weird vernacular. Like when you say something's wicked, it means it's good, right? And you say something's pissa, that means it's even better than wicked, okay? Well, me and my friends had a thing we used to do with girls. Don't get offended. When we'd see a woman, we'd say ay ay, okay? And you just see a cute girl and you say, dude, ay ay. But you would hold the yai for however cute the girl was. So, you know, kind of cute girl is ay ay. A real cute girl is ay ay. You get it?
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm in the 7-Eleven, I'm heading back from the cooler, and in front of me is this beautiful Asian woman. She's got her back to me. She's got hair all the way down to her ankles. And it's just covering her back, and it's just beautiful. And just by just by reflex, I say, ay ay. And she turns around, and her name tag says Y-I. Her name was Yai. So she thought she knew me. I go high school with you? So that was that night. I get back to the hotel, and I'm still curious about the clothing hanging out the window. So I asked one of the guys I'm training. I said, the lady said it was an ancient tradition. Can you tell me a little about it? She said, bullshit. He said, apartment very small. Chose TV microwave over washer dryer. So that just busted the case. So now I've been in Hong Kong for 20 days. And believe you me, I miss my people. I miss my people. Oh, just talking to people was a challenge, okay? But it was fun, don't get me wrong. So I'm on my way out. I'm in the airport. And I see this sister sitting on a bench. And she's crocheting. And she looks just like my auntie. Just like her. So I plop down next to her and I look at her. I said, sister, I am so glad to see you. And she looks at me and she says, that's my story.
All right, give it up for Paul. Thank you. All right, I think we're gonna that's the end of the list. We're gonna let Brian come up here. We're gonna do a couple more songs. Just one more song. All right, because we're getting towards the end. We still got till 10 o'clock. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it now while Brian's setting up. Just plug a show that's coming up New Year's Eve. It's a masquerade party at Churchill's. We got Mistaken for Satellites, Tune Day, Lonnie Ron playing. and his dancing girls.
Who else?
Maria Rose and the Swiss Kicks, and Arlo Zahn, DJs here and there. Please come out. I think it's going to get off to an early start because we're going to have a lot. I think it's going to go pretty late. I think 9:30 music starts. Arlo Zahn starts our set. So please make it out. Should be fun. You can bring a mask. You can have a toast at midnight.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Paul, did Paul just leave then?
I was coaching the table right there.
Oh, he's okay. All right. I kind of want him to do me a small favor if he would. Because you shut this, with the Christmas coming up, I want you guys to all go home and be sure you hug your robots tonight, okay?
Yeah.
They're not going to get this reference. Okay, I'm just going to do this particular song, and I'm going to dedicate it to not just the people earlier, Denise, Jim, Jennifer, and Carrie, but also one more. Before I do that, Paul, could you come here for a moment, please?
Is that good or bad?
Paul Herring graduated with my girlfriend and her sister in high school. They live 680 miles west of here in Carroll, Iowa. Paul, would you wish them a Merry Christmas for me, please?
I certainly would. Who are they?
Susie and Nancy.
Hey, Susie and Nancy. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I miss you. You guys have a wonderful and happy holiday. And despite your brother, I still like you. Oh. Or is that in spite of your brother?
I'm one of the girls' boyfriends.
Oh, a boyfriend. Ooh, that's worse.
Oh, you weren't supposed to tell that part.
I just ruined the whole segue now. All right. He's okay.
Great job, Paul. Thank you.
It's your brother who sucks, right?
Yeah.
So I dedicate this to who I just mentioned, Denise, Jim, Jennifer, and Carrie, and I'm going to add to that another person. That's my own sister, Carrie, Kerry.
Well, now it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the first song I wrote upon graduating, and then I attended my first semester of college here at U of M Flint in '82, and I returned home for the holidays, and I wrote this. This is a sad song. This is kind of an homage back to the start of this show when Al did Lonesome Town, and this is only much sadder, and this is my experience of living up in Standish. Close my eyes and visualize this undisputed sight. The shape takes form and fully warms this hollow chill at night. Downy dance and eyes of trance made to seem so real. If only those eyes could materialize and see the way I feel. I need a friend, I need a friend, someone I want attention. Give and take relationship. I'll stake all I have to give just for the sake of a friend. The first acre that the risk taker decides he must tread is the same land which fear and doubt plant seeds of dread. Here I'm caught upon that lot, but believe me, I want out. Wish I could reach and conquer each, remove the fear and doubt. I need a friend, I need a friend, someone I want attention. Give and take relationship. I'll stake all I have to give just for the sake of a friend. Pressure in the games I rig to avoid a chance of pain. Hidden treasures with a risk to big sour grapes were all I gain. But from this perch I vow to search till I find what I seek. And on that day I'll finally say what I lack the words to speak. I need a friend, I need a friend, some one-on-one attention, a give and take relationship. I'll stake all I have to give just for the sake of a friend. I've given feels of Arctic chills, I felt the heats of hell, migraine and bitter pain reign firm this frigid cell. And I've been tossed among the lost, hid there till this day. So here you stand with outstretched hand and eyes that warmly say, I need a friend, I need a friend. Some one-on-one attention, a give and take relationship. I'll stake all I have to give just for the sake of a friend. Thank you.
Is that it then, Al?
We got one more.
Oh, we have one more? Okay. I was just calling there. I'm at the open mic. I'm videotaping. So anyway, I should be home pretty soon, okay? We're almost done. Okay, I love you too. Everybody's leaving you.
For the exactly
well, you can
6
still
people
play.
that's still here.
Yeah, you can play to the camera.
For the 6 people that's still here,
Yeah.
I decided I need to do Rapping Ambition.
Okay.
Years rolling dark habit that linked together our entire relationship. For the first time, everything seemed clear to me, like one logical progression. It felt like you and I were the greatest plan ever made, and I had nothing to do with it.
I was looking in the mirror and my eyes saw a gleam. It was the middle of the day and I was having a dream. I was up on stage, going hard, crowd was in a rage, like breaking out of a cage, rapping. It was my ambition in my head, it was a vision, became my mission at that moment. Rapping's what I wanted to do, so I wrote rhymes every day and then saw as they grew. It wasn't just an idea, it was stuck in my head. I could hear a song and a rhyme and every word that I said. Sometimes I get stuck like my words are dead, but then I come back and control in my head. I wanna be like the rest, I see every chance like it's a test. I hope one day to be one of the best, like feeling bulletproof without a vest, from the beat pounding in my chest. So I'm gonna take off and go on this quest, yeah. I got a rapping ambition, I do it till I die. I got a rapping ambition, this dream is mine. I got a rapping ambition, and I'll do it till I die. I got a rapping ambition, this dream is mine. I got a rapping ambition, probably just a pipe dream. I'll be standing on a stage as I rise from steam, and here's my name, and everybody screams, and I see it on TV. It's the life of my dreams, it's the life that I want. Some ways it's the life that I need, cause I got music in my heart, and not when I bleed. And want you feeling my words, whether you listen or read. I won't give up until I succeed, I won't give up until I make it, cause I got a rapping ambition. Won't let anyone break it, this is my dream, won't let anyone take it. I got love for rap, I put my heart in this game. But if my music a movie, then who cares about fame? Who cares about my name? If you're not playing my music to make it through the day, then who cares about pay? Yeah, I got a rapping ambition, I do it till I die. I got a rapping ambition, this dream is mine. I got a rapping ambition, and I do it till I die. Got a rapping ambition, this dream is mine. Thank you.
Hey, yay! I'm gonna take a picture of this. Picture.
See you again. We really did miss you.
This is the painting.